Hello everybody and welcome back to Balake Farms. So you join us in July and we've had a nice little payment for one of the schemes we've been doing. So we've managed to get £36,972 for not cutting our grass between March and June. So I think we can cut it now and we'll get that payment. There's also been a nice scheme that I want to take out, which is a tractor demo. So we can get it for this month. So it looks like a nice little case. I don't know too much. It just says take the tractor out on a demo. So we will have a look at that, because one of the jobs we're going to have to tackle today is, because we've been fined quite heavily for it, is slurry overloading. So basically the cow shed is absolutely full of slurry and we've been told we need to get rid of it because we're getting fined for it now, because it violates the slurry policy of some kind. So I've just chucked on the eggs and the pumpkins. We're going to go get these sold quickly, bring some more money into the farm. Then we're just going to have a look. I don't think there's any field work per se to do. We can cut the alfalfa. Is there anything we can put into the field this month? So put alfalfa, carrots, grass, popular. No, there's nothing we want to put in there. So that's not a problem. We do need to feed the chickens. We need to water the glass houses. We need to get a bale over to the goats, keep them topped up as best as we can, so that we are on top of all of our jobs. And like I say, we can cut the alfalfa if we want and get them fed, but we should have a nice bit of money coming in. So we are still on our finding more ways to bring in a little extra income. So that's why we built the goats last episode. That's going to bring us a bit of extra income in. I think we've not got much milk overnight, but it's to be expected. They're fairly new goats, so we'll keep an eye on it and hopefully we get some more soon, and then we can start making a bit of extra money. Obviously the rain is coming in 3 hours time, so we need to be mindful of that. We don't want to be doing anything too serious, cultivating our field if it's going to be raining, just because we just won't pull it. So we'll keep an eye on the weather and we will adjust our jobs accordingly. But for now, we just need to stop over at the bakery and let's get these sold again. 26,000 litres of pumpkins, 8,000 litres of eggs, and there's our little demo tractor. So we'll go have a bit of a nosy at that in a minute. We might even use that for moving the slurry to the sell point or spreading on the field. Don't know if... Depends how much the spread here is. If we find a cheap one, or cheap ones in the sale, we might do it just to get rid of some, but I don't think we'll get rid of enough, because we're going to have to basically empty the slurry, because we're getting fined every hour that we don't sort it out, which is not great. So let's get these sold. £45,000. A nice little top up. That takes us to 125, and that's quite exciting because it's starting to look like numbers where we might be able to afford more fields and start expanding our land work. And if we can expand our land work, we can hopefully start buying some productions. So there's quite a few on this map, and there's quite a few nice ones I want to purchase. So let's pull over and have a nosy. We haven't had too much of a look at into it yet because of the fact we've not had a lot of money. So there's a bakery, but it does offer apple pies, blueberry pies, cornbread and pumpkin pies. So very nice, but obviously you need eggs, you need cows for your milk, the sugar, so that's off the sugar beet and the flour off thing. So something to look at. Carpentry, which is just standard desks. There's a juicing one, so we can make apple juice, blueberry juice, grape juice, lemonade. That looks quite nice little thing. I think this is just the normal dairy, but it does offer chocolate milk on this one, condensed milk, cream, strawberry yogurt, as the Americans might like to say. What else we got on here? So that's just a normal oil mill, nothing exciting about that, just got a wacky name. Sawmill's pretty same. There's a ketchup production. Put in tomatoes and water and get ketchup. Sounds pretty cool. How much is the tomato production? That's the biggest question. So if we were to buy that, 150,000. It's not out the way, not out the way. The pancake house, which you need fine flour, sugar, milk, eggs, butter, blueberry, maple syrup. So quite a lot more. Pizzeria, where we can make pizzas. So you got ketchup, cheese and flour. Popcorn, dried corn, butter. Nice and easy. Yeah, again, sugar mill. Obviously we do need that sooner rather than later. How much is said sugar mill? Because we've got that crop of sugar beating. Be nice. We might have to lease it for the first couple of years. So how much is that going to cost? 240. So it's a bit out of our price range at the moment, but we could always lease it. Normal tailor shop, and then the windmill, and this, or the watermill as it's calling it, which is where we make our fine flour. So we've got to put dried sorghum in and we get fine flour. Dried wheat, get fine flour. So we do need a bit more crops like that. There is also a maple one on here, but I think you've got to purchase a bit of land. There's a couple of hidden ones and you've got to buy the land and you sort of get it. Can't remember where it is. I think it's something like down here. If you buy this bit of land here, you get the maple one. So we'll keep an eye out. And yeah, it'd be nice to get some productions bought soon, but we do need to make sure that we're bringing in the money and that we are, well, we're basically ready. We don't want to be renting if we haven't got it. So we can always rent, like you say, the sugar factory, the sugar mill, put our sugar beet straight into that and make sugar. Then we can store the sugar back at a cold storage facility if we build one on the farm. And then we can always use that in the future when we can start affording some of these productions. So I'm just going to take the telehandler back to the yard. We'll go pick up the demo tractor. And then, yeah, we'll think about what we're going to do with the slurry. So we've just picked up our demo tractor from the shop and just driving it back to the yard. Notice it only does 25 miles an hour, which is a bit annoying. But it is a Case Maxim 140, so it's a bit basic. She's a basic spec tractor, but luckily we don't have to look after the servicing on it. So we are just going to use and abuse it. Because it is a demo. And you know what they say about demos? Treat it like you stole it. So let's head back to the yard with it. And see what we can do. So we'll, like I say, we'll use it for carting a bit of slurry around. Maybe do some other bits with it. But yeah, it's nice to have a demo on the farm. It's saving our tractors. Saving us from having to service our tractors. So yeah, we'll get it used and abused. So we're back in the old demo. So I just topped all the water up in all the glass houses, so we don't have to worry about that. But I have just ordered or bought a slurry spreader, 20,000 litres. Not a very wide spreader, but it'll be ideal to spread this field next to us. And worst comes to worst, we can use it for transporting some slurry to the bioplant. So we're back in the demo. We don't want to put mileage on our own tractor, and we're going to go pick it up, and then we're going to do the work in the demo. Put it through its paces, see if we could do with another tractor opposed to a crawler. Well, I say it's crawler, it's not a crawler, is it? It's a quad track wheelie thing, but my only thing with it is it's very slow to move around. So yeah, the only other thing I forgot to do, which we probably should have done before we'd ordered it, and I keep forgetting about it, we should have probably visited our used machinery sale down here, because it looks like it's got busy. So there was probably something in here for us. There's a big slurry tanker over there, I can already see. It's a quad bike little trailer, another slurry tanker here. Probably a bit big for what we want at the moment, although moving slurry it'd be pretty handy. What we got here? Bale grab. Oh, there is a tractor here. It is a Dutzfar though. How much is the Dutzfar? 152. Yeah, the only thing I find with the Dutzfar, I just find that the interiors are a bit basic and nasty, so they're not. I don't find them the greatest thing in the world. Yeah, there's quite a lot of nice bits in here now. It's starting to fill out nicely, this sailors. There's a fence, feeder, bucket. Not that we need any buckets at the moment. Lorry. Is that a sugar beet harvester? Potato harvester. Very poosh. Combine's still in here. My fast track's still in here. I bet that goes soon, unfortunately. Bale trailer. Very basic one. Bale wrapper. I think that only does round bales though. Round or square. It only does one type. How much was this tanker? Have I just overspent buying that other one? $23. Oh, maybe. Could have got something like that. Yeah. Holds about the same literage though. It just depends how much wider it spreads, doesn't it? That's the main thing. Right, let's go pick up our new lizard slurry spreader, and then we can start spreading some slurry. Right, so we're getting through the slurry nicely. The nice demo case is doing a fairly decent job of it. This is the last bit of slurry we've got, the last 7,000 litres. So we've used 107,000 litres on this field, which is quite scary. There's a few patches that we've run out, so just going over them. It's fairly aggressive with its use of slurry. As you can see, it goes down very quickly. But yeah, we're just getting it spread as much as we can, and hopefully it'll save a bit on fertilizing costs. But yeah, that is all gone. So nice easy job. I thought we was gonna have loads left and I was gonna be selling it, but it turns out we've managed to use it all, so that is beautiful. We can head back to the yard now and we can work out what our next plan is. So we've got £107,000. So now we're going to have a quick look, see if there's any decent contract. Well, we'll have a look, see if there's any fields about that we possibly could want. And then from there we'll work out if it's worth doing a contract to get a field, or should we work on our income, our all the year round income sort of thing. So field 10, 148,000, so we need about £40,000 more. 24, which is like £100,000 more. Yes, these are all a bit rich for our blood. 200,000. Don't think there's too many more small fields. I think we pretty much own 161 down here. 200. There's a little field there, which is a really good field, but it is miles away and it is a grass field. So, we could buy that, bale it, and turn our alfalfa field into something a bit different. Might be an idea. But yeah, let's have a look at contracts. See what's kicking up. So there's cut anywhere, supply, and transport. So to be fair, there's not really any contracts. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate on our little plan of, making some money. So we've got £100,000 to spend. So what can we build to really help seal the deal? Now it's going to be animal based or glasshouse based. We've pretty much got every kind of animal now, and I'm thinking, do we just get another enclosure for the goats? Something like this one. Takes a bit of everything. Spend all our money, but we'll make a lot of goat's milk, and goat's milk is not too badly priced. This one 150. That might be, but it is a sheep barn, so I think that's just going to be primarily sheep, although they all say the sheep barn, so I don't know how it works. But it's £60,000. So at the end of the day, what's wool worth if we can't? Is wool worth doing? Wool 1,200 quid, but if we turned it into fabric, we got a big stockpile. How much is fabric worth? £5,000. So that might be, and that's a worst case scenario if we can't get goats in there. So yeah, let's get this one built. So I think we'll put it like bang opposite the other ones. Do we want to customize the fence? I suppose we could just make it that little bit bigger in the yard. It's taking up a bit of yard space. We don't want to block our tanking in case we have to buy some. No, also a bit cautious of our cash. Yeah, nice. So we have spent a bit more money than I wanted to do doing that, but it is a nice big pasture. And luckily for us, I think, yeah, get 175 in here. Now we could, if this one takes, we could get rid of that one, put them in here, and just keep it all in one. It might be a better idea. We built that one last episode because we only had that sort of money, but after seeing what they could produce us, it's definitely become apparent that it's a good idea. Now, where do we put the animals is the next question. There's usually a trigger. Ah, there it is. So can we put goats in our new sheep barn? And we can. That makes it interesting. So, can't fill it. But what we can do is, like I say, I think we might be best getting 65 goats in there. And then we're gonna, I think, sell the other one, because we got loads of goats in here. This one takes water, so it's a bit more demanding. So we sold these goats now. There's only about 19 in it, I think, anyway. If we sold them, that brings us a bit of money back in, and then we can sell the pasture, which brings us a bit of money in, which is for my next idea to make feeding them a bit easier. So sell that. That's good. So we've got a drum of goat's milk there. How much we got? 693 litres. So it wasn't an amazing amount we made off it anyway. So I'm not too worried with that. Now we've got loads of goats in the middle of the yard, which is nice. We've got the chickens going, and you see their egg production is going really nicely because they're making eggs, but we do need to remember to fill them up, so remind me of that shortly. Just drop that trailer. Oh, I forget the Bailey trailer are a bit slow dropping because it puts the little triangle holder up piece on. I mean, you are meant to take them off when you tow them, but loads of people never take those holders up while they're towing them, so yeah. Right. Let's pick this bale up. There's not a lot in it. Put it into the new pasture. And I thought, what would make our life a little bit easier than stealing the... Is this where we put the food? Yeah. So that's giving them a bit of food. That gets them going for now. So I don't know if we can afford it, but what my thoughts were, could we get something like, where are we? In mowers. Something like this, with a bagger on it. And then we can pick it up and just chuck it straight in. We just cut around. If we got 3,000 litre capacity, so we could buy that. It's 500 quid. Actually, not too dear at all. And then we got the mower, which comes with the deck. It's not a very big deck. Ooh. Ooh, do we go for the sport seats? Ooh, we're going to have to go for the sport seats, aren't we? That's £3,000. But what we can do then is just cut the grass and keep them topped up without having to worry about bringing bales across. So it's just a nice... I mean, it's probably unnecessary, but just makes life a little bit easier for us. Especially when we're on, like, subsidies not to cut our grass fields. We can just then, you know, go around the most... Because the goats will... They'll eat a lot of food, especially when they get up to big. But that's good, because that means that's going to bring us a bit of nice income in. So we'll have to work out how this works. But I'm sure we'll figure it out. I'm sure we'll figure it out. It can't be that hard, can it? It should just be lower. If we went on there, lower. Then we should be able to just mow the grass, and it mows quite fast. So we don't have access to this land, so yeah, wicked. Right, let's head on down back to the yard. 15 mile an hour. It's a bit slow. We've got our ride-on lawnmower license, so it's all good. And let's go and pick up. Well, let's go cut some grass. Let's get it picked up, and let's feed them goats until they're full. There we go, see? Cut a nice little patch of grass outside the farm, and then we can top them up with some grass nice and easily. I mean, it's probably a long-winded way of doing it, but it feels like it's a lot easier just because you can cut it, collect it, and bin it without having to bale it, so we can just cut it to convenience. So it does look like they take a considerable amount, so it's going to take a bit of time. We'll crack on and get this done, get as much in as possible. We do need to check down at the barn, so they've got straw. We have got milk as well. That's really good. So we've just started making some milk, so that's excellent. The cows have got the meadow as well, so they're running beautifully. The hogs have got straw and they've got food. Hopefully we'll have some more food for them very, very soon. So it does look like we're going to be cutting a lot of grass for our friends here. So let's get set to, and let's get as much cut as we physically can. And if we run out of grass to cut, we will go and cut the alfalfa. But I was just trying to leave it another month just because I don't know how the scheme works. So I just wanted to double check it, make sure it's happy with what we've done, so we don't lose that £30,000, because that's obviously a nice bit of money for us. So yeah, let's carry on cutting some grass around here, and let's see if we can't fill these goats up. It might take a little bit of time, but yeah, let's get it cut. It'll tidy up the yard anyway. Grass is very long, and obviously we're not upsetting the scheme by cutting this bit of grass, verge grass, opposed to our field, because it works on your field grass. So we're going to fetch the tractor and the mower, because I didn't realise how much actual grass those sheep needed. And well, the goats needed. We're barely touching their enclosure by just cutting that whole area. Plus that mow's leaving a bit, so I just want to get a bit more cut, and I'm going to see if we can rake that up. Just see if it's not quite as good as I thought it was going to be. I thought it would be a nice idea, you know, have it so we could just do it. Oh, I can probably get this to swaft. So is that unfolded? Up, down. Need to unfold the tool mower. I thought I had. Ah, yeah. Right, so let's lower that. And then we should be able to toggle what this does. And that should swath. Because we don't need it to be widespread. We just want a nice little area. There we go, like that sort of thing. Because we're just going to pick it up, bale it, and we're just going to grab as many bales as we can off this small bit of grass just to feed them, to get them topped up. But yeah, we've put something like 10,000 litres in, and we've barely made a dent in it. So those goats are actually going to require quite a bit of food to get going. But yeah, the grass seems a bit lumpy and bumpy, so we must have missed a few bits. But yeah, at least we'll give them plenty of food to get going with, and then we can see overnight how much they eat. We might be able to then top them up with our little ride on, because that's what we bought it for. Keep them topped up like that. Obviously, it has brought our bank account down to £16,000, but I don't think that's to be worried about at the moment. We've now got some nice incomes coming in with the pumpkins, the eggs. Oh, now we've got milk coming out of the cows. That's another one that's going to be really nice. Oh, that's a big lump. Yeah, so that's going to be really nice as well. That just opens up the door for us making a bit of money and hopefully start buying some of these productions. So there we go. So we just get a bit more cut, get a few swaths, and then we'll go grab the baler and we'll see if we can bale it. I was going to use the demo tractor, but for some reason I can't get the PTO off it. It just keeps saying detach the PTO and then won't let me detach the PTO. So I don't know what that's all about, but I'm sure we'll get it figured out in a minute, because it would be nice to use that one at some point. I think we might have a bit of spraying to do as well, so we might be a month late. I don't know. We'll have to have a look. So just reset this because the PTO was stuck and the batteries died on it. So what we'll probably do is we'll return that under the scheme. It's obviously it's not quite working right, but it's been a good tractor. We've done what we wanted to do, so we'll end the scheme. And that's why we don't want to end that one, because you lose the benefits. So at the moment we're getting 36. So I think we've already had that amount. So we'll probably keep that scheme going because it'll do for the year after. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run over to our soybeans because they do need weeding. So hopefully we've got some herbicide kicking around in the yard. And then we can just quickly do a bit of herbicide weeding. Now, it does say that the field's not rollered. And if you remember, we did try to roller it. And it just was not having it, so it was just too wet, so it's not the end of the world. Right, let's put the sprayer on, and we've got the herbicide in, even better. Let's just go spread that field. Hopefully, do we put crop ties on, or do we risk it? Do we risk it for a chocolate biscuit? Oh, sorry. So let's head down here and let's see if we can get in this field to get it sprayed. So this field's been a bit of a nightmare so far. The alfalfa is looking good, so hopefully next month we'll probably be able to cut that. We definitely know the scheme is good, and we'll probably do it all hay because the goats will eat hay, and then we'll split it between the cows and the goats because they'll both want feeding. So as you can see, the field does not look great, and crop destruction has happened, but we do have tram lines. Now the question is, that tram line's too close to the edge for our sprayer, so let's try and do the tram lines we can get down without destroying the crop. So here is one. We'll get this switched on. As long as we stick to our tram lines, we should be good, and we shouldn't damage any crop. That's the plan. Anyway, so yeah, it does look a bit patchy, but that's because we tried to drill on a wet field and it just did not work. But that's to be expected. It is very patchy when you try and drill. Oh, apparently we're too close to that side. So we've got to be very careful down our tram lines, and we'll try and get this sprayed off. But yeah, look at that bad patch there. That's where I tried to pull the cultivator, turned all the ground up, and it just hasn't drilled it. So note to self, if you ruin the soil, you're not going to get a crop. So we've got that field all sprayed off. So yeah, you can see the disadvantages of trying to drill while it's wet. You tend to mess up your field, shall we say. And we've got it done just in time because the rain is about to come. So let's go get this parked in the yard again, and then we'll have a look to see how much food we actually managed to get into those goats. And then yeah, I think we'll call it a day. We've achieved quite a lot. Like I say, we made quite a bit of money just selling our produce, and that environmental scheme, that's really helped boost the bank account, and it's bought us a much bigger goat enclosure. So we didn't waste any money because we managed to get the money back for the enclosure, and we could obviously sell the goats, so we've not lost anything. But it makes sense. It makes a lot of sense to have the biggest enclosure we can get, because we want as much milk as possible, because it'll all help with our bottom line. It's a job that sort of keeps, well, I say it's a job, it's just a product that keeps making itself. They'll reproduce, they'll make us loads more goats, and then we can get plenty of milk. So let's just have a quick look to see how we're diddling. So in here, they're only about half full, so we'll have to see how much they eat overnight. So it's 36,000 litres. It does take a fair amount. But the other good thing is now we don't have to fill them up with any water anymore. So we've got rid of all the slurry, so that's good. The cows have got a bit of manure in there, so we can get that picked up, and we've fed the chickens. So absolutely brilliant, and it's a perfect place to end. So thank you for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. Any suggestions, do leave them below. And if you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, you'll get a notification of the next video. We'll see you there. Bye for now.